Gelder, and I'm the president and operator of Adonai Software. Let's discuss creating dashboard pages in IronSpeed Designer. Believe it or not, creating a dashboard page in IronSpeed Designer is extremely easy. For this demonstration, we're going to be using the Sums and Counts wizard. In IronSpeed Designer, it's very easy to incorporate dashboards within your application. There's no need to have any technical background or having any knowledge of HTML, ASP.NET, or etc. Everything is pretty much drag and drop controls on the page. Well, let's talk about the version we're going to be using. This specific version is 9.0.1, and at the time it's the latest and the greatest. And in the future, I would always recommend using the latest and the greatest, because I don't believe that you could do certain things like charts back in 6.5 or 7.0. Those were incorporated in a later version. So you always want to take advantage of the greatest and the latest version. Well, what we're going to do is that we're going to create a dashboard as well as a chart on our website, and I'll be using the Southwind database. If you don't have the Southwind database, that's okay. You can probably download it online and create your application using the Southwind database. We'll be using, in the Southwind database, I believe either it's Northwind or Southwind database that some of the sample applications are using. And later I'll give you a link to download the sample applications off the IronSpeed Designer website. We'll be basically using orders by employees to get a list of orders by employee, and we're going to be using the employees table to get that information, as well as the chart. And to coexist, we're only in the 9.0 version do you have the phone dashboards, or actually the phone that is incorporated in the website mechanism. And then we'll go to the conclusion. Well, I'll promise that specific URL that you can use to download the sample applications, and that URL is http://www.ironspeed.com/products/sampleapplications.aspx. Let's move on to the demonstration. Well, I have an IronSpeed application up, and it's basically the Southwind demonstration, or the Southwind demo. And I'm going to render this application because it does not have any dashboard set up in it at all. Well, specifically for the show table for employees. Let's take a look at that. Wonderful. We have our menu. We have, a plethora of information about the employee: the last name, first name, the title, the title of courtesy, Mr. or Mrs., and email address, and the region where they work, or they work off of, and what country, and a phone extension, and a photograph of the employee, and we have something extra, and this is the employee's boss, and that's who they reports to. Pretty good stuff. So I want to make this a little bit more interesting, and I want to get the orders by which all employees, basically, all the orders by the employees. So let's take a look at that. I want to make let's see, I'm going to create that right here. I'm going to basically create another column to the right, and as we discussed earlier, I'm going to go to the sums and counts, and I've got orders. So I'm going to drag that into my box. And we want the orders for each employee by ID, employee ID, and we want the count to look up the count of each employee. Pretty cool stuff. And it gives it a kind of name, convention, and it's going to number 2 because I created that before. Okay, and you see here you've got the employee, you got the orders table, and it'll start to calculate or sum the order ID. We'll click finish, and we should be good to go. And what I'm going to do is put a label up top so that you'll know what it is. Let's do that right quick. Put a label up. And then we're going to make it, I'm going to center it, and we're going to put text there. And the text will be orders produced by employee. Sorry about that. We're going to build. See if we can come up with some values here. And then we're going to run the application. And I used the show employee table as my default, so I'll just run it. And it should come up in the browser in a few minutes. Maybe in a few minutes. It'll take just a few seconds to render. Alright. As you notice, orders produced by employee. We've got 123 orders that were produced by Nancy. Andrew has 96. Janet has 127, and so on and so on. And let's make this a little bit more interesting. And let's bring up the orders. Well, one, I'm not real happy about the location of the orders, and let's make that. Okay, let's center it as well. Let's run that again and see if it lines up nicer. Wow, look at that. Really nice. Really nice. And it's orders produced by employees. So these are the orders that the employees have under the name. Well, let's make it a little bit more interesting and put a chart there. And basically have the orders by the region. Or the shipping region. Let's go put that into play right now. Pretty cool. Again, and it's very easy to do, and that's what I'm demonstrating, is it's so easy to do, is that all you have to do is drag and drop. So, let's insert another column to the right, and let's put chart this time. We'll go up to our trusty charts, and I want the orders by employee. So I'm going to drag and drop that in there. And then let's use a bar graph and hit next. And the table is orders, and we want orders. And also on the y-axis we want orders, but we want orders by shipping region. Okay, we got orders. And then here we want the shipping region. Okay, click next. Here you've got the regions and then the numbers. Pretty cool stuff. Alright, just to go over this a little bit, it shows you that it's going to be a chart, and it has a y-axis and an x-axis. And the chart's going to be 300 by 300 with the bars being 20 pixels. This is all in pixels. And you can adjust this all you know if you like. Also, the palette is the basically default. But you can also use single colors, or you can use multiple colors. Let's try the palette, see what it does. Oh yeah, look at that. Got different colors. And we can make it pretty much what we want. Earth tones, and you want it to go pretty much with you know, your scheme or your theme. And ours is pretty greenish, so I think we'll use that. Also, you can have absolute values, or you can have a percentage. Woo, big time. Very powerful stuff. And it can be and you can make the labels inside the bar or in the y-axis. Beautiful. We're going to keep it in the y-axis. And the records to show, you want to show the top 5 or the top 10, whatever you know you would like to choose. And the orders can be from small to large, or from large first. A lot of times I like that better. Okay, and essentially you could choose the path or reset the path where this is basically doing the join. Now go ahead and click that, and you'll notice that the order ID and the employee ID is going to communicate with each other. And let's finish. Voila, here we go. Well, a couple of things I want to show you is that you can, the chart title, you can change that here. And if you notice, this has got orders X by ship region. And if you want to change that, all you would need to do is within the quotes, you would make a change. And we're going to go by right here. Orders by ship region. Okay? And also, you can make changes in the properties over here. Let's look at the properties. You can change the alt text to by, and what else? And you can change the way that things look within. We're not going to get too deep into this, but basically the properties give you the ability to change the way that the chart looks. So, and otherwise, you understand that, and we can move on. And the tooltip, you don't want it to say orders X ship. You want to say by. So you change the tooltip. And we're going to put a label up there as well. And if I can grab a label here, or you can put a text box or whatever you like to do to make it pretty. I'm going to put a label up there, and I want that label to be centered like it is, and I'm going to put some text in that label to say employee orders by region. Whoops, can't spell region. Cool. Alright, we're done. Let's build. And you should build every time you make a change. You should always build. And let's run it. See what it comes up with. Just give it a few minutes to render. And by the way, when we complete this, we will add the same kind of configuration to the phone. Well, voila, here you are. We have the orders produced by the employee and the employee orders by region. We got separate regions here, and the top is basically the Washington region, and it gives you the total amount. And let's see if we can put numbers in there so that you could actually see the numbers. And it all adds up to this corresponding number here. Somewhere I missed that. Okay, let's go back. And that's going to be the order count control. Let's go back and see if we can put the numbers. No, we want the chart, not the order count control. Let's get some real estate going here. Alright, we're probably looking at adding the numbers to the bar. I can find it. It's usually in the appearance. Let's try putting the percentage in there and see what it does. Run it again. Takes a few minutes to render. Sometimes I wonder, huh? Alright. Well, that just put the percentage at the bottom. Well, anyway, when you create this object, let's just do it again. Delete the object, go to the chart, just to show you how easy it is, and we want to go to orders, orders by. Bring up the wizard again. We got the bar chart, and we want the count, which is the number that corresponds right there. Must have did something wrong. And we got orders, and we're gonna put the ship region. Okay, excellent. The orders are there. Must have did something kind of weird. All right. We're looking good. Hit finish. Let's build and run again. See if those numbers come up. Again, it takes a few minutes to render because actually I'm going through IIS. That's the Internet Information System for Microsoft. Sometimes Microsoft takes its time. It'll come up in a second, and we'll see what we created. Oh, outstanding. Look at that. We've got the total number here, which is 123. And if you calculate 28 plus 73, 6, 6, 5, and 5, that's the total amount. And it shows all the regions by which the employee has orders. Pretty cool stuff. And the last thing we can change is orders by region, ship region. Let's go do that so it doesn't look so bad. Okay. And go back one. Alright, we should be really nicely done, and we want to go to the formula here and put by as well. So we should be in pretty good shape. Let's build and run again. Takes a few minutes. It'll come up in a second. I understand sometimes we're impatient, but it's worth it. And again, I'm basically running this on my local host, the Southwind database, and we're bringing up the show table for employees. Excellent. Look at that. Lined right up. And this is how you can incorporate charts and a dashboard within your IronSpeed application. Let's take a look at the phone. It's just as easy, but I already pre-built one off the Show Employee Table Mobile, and the only way that you can run this in version 9 and make it look decent is you use the live preview. I'll show you what it looks like in the browser, but it doesn't look that great. It's kind of weird looking, but to look at it in an actual phone, the best way to do it is in the live preview. As you'll see, it starts to load up, and this is a smartphone, and voila, there we go. Isn't that beautiful? Really nice, you know, formatted, shows the same kind of principles that we did on the page. You've got the order by employees, and you have the orders chart, orders by region chart. Very nice, very, very nice. IronSpeed did a really good job on this. So let's look at how that was implemented. Essentially, all I did was create a Show Employees table mobile, because the mobile and the live page is totally different. The mobile pages will know and respond to mobile phones, and if it's an ASP.NET, you know, a large page, it will respond to the larger page. So your mobile clients, if they use mobile, will actually bring up this web page, and if you're using the browser, it will bring up this web page. So that's pretty clear. Essentially, because of real estate, I essentially did exactly the same deal. I have the first name, last name, and the label basically says orders by employee equal, and then the next thing it equals is the orders count, is the number of orders that belongs to that employee, and then the chart. And I did exactly the same thing that I did on the larger page, is that I used the by, and I came in and changed the tooltip as well as the alternate text. So let's look at that one more time. Beautiful. It's loading. It's almost like it's your own phone. This is really nice. And if you basically, you know, scroll down, look at the real estate. I mean, because normally on a phone you just don't have that real estate. But this goes in extremely nice. And the best thing for you to do is play around with it and get comfortable. And as you notice that the tooltip will come up, and alternate text, and etc. Let's go. Well, I want to reiterate. I created the dashboard pages using the sums and counts wizard. And the way that you get to that is you go to the field labeled sums and counts. And as you notice, you'll have the sums, the average, maximum, minimum, and the page totals and grand totals. But this is basically where you go to get that information, or to get those controls. And you essentially drop it on a page. I also want to point out is that if you want to see this and other instructions on how to use IronSpeed Designer, the best thing to do is to go to the video page on IronSpeed Designer. And here's the address: http://www.ironspeed.com/videos. And these videos are available 24/7. And there's all types of videos that you can use to help you facilitate your learning of IronSpeed Designer. Well, this concludes my presentation, and I'd like to thank you for basically watching my presentation. And if you need to contact me, you can contact me at this information below. Thank you, and you have a nice day or night. Bye.